And here we go. So I'm not sure if anyone is in here yet, but yeah, we are going to see if anyone drops in. So, yeah, what's going on, everyone? This is your host of the most, Philly Jim, coming at you guys with a quick live stream. I'm going to talk about the Eagles, talk about practice and some other things that went on today. Devonte Smith apparently got injured at practice. What's up, Matthew? What's up, bro? Good to see you. Just catch up on a lot of things, I guess. And whatever you guys want to talk about, feel free to chat it up with me in the comments. So first things first, we are actually getting close to another milestone on the channel. 1,400 subscribers. Getting closer to that 2K mark. Almost halfway to that 2K mark. So we only need like 30 more subscribers. 29, 30 last time I checked. So I'm going to be giving away a free jersey of your choice. All right. And, it doesn't matter if you're if you're a fan of any other teams in the league right now. Even if you're a Giants fan or a Cowboys fan, yes, if you are the winner, which is going to be selected at random, you will have a chance to win. So I hope that people will consider subscribing and entering this contest because I really want to give back to the community that has helped me get back to this point. So that's really the big thing. So any real news? It's been quiet on pretty much all the fronts. We're waiting to see how the joint practices are going to go this week. How are they going to go? We don't know yet. Just going to have to wait and see how everything goes with the Jets. I feel like having joint practices, it's good because it allows you to see more looks. What's up, Tyler? What's up, bro? Jari Alexander, baby. Yep. Well, that could be you. That could be you very well. It's going to be selected at random once I get to that mark. But I don't think it'll be very long before I do get there. So I am looking forward to it. I am looking forward to it. So, but yeah, I really do think that joint practices are more beneficial to just to training camp this time of the year. Maybe just as much as preseason. Everyone talks about preseason being important because you do need those reps, and game speed is a lot different than practice speed, which can be true. But there's also a lot of shit that happens in preseason. Stuff that's just really unpredictable. Like we saw with Jalen Waddle, the first round pick, 6th overall pick of the Dolphins, had a pretty nasty ankle injury this past weekend. I forget who they were playing against. But it did not look good. I have not heard any updates on him. But I hope that he will not be out for half the season or possibly more than that. Because that would obviously be really bad. So it's that's why I prefer joint practices. Guys can still get hurt at joint practice. Don't get me wrong. It happens. Devonta Smith actually tweaked his leg a little bit, but I think it was just cramps because he later got back into 11-on-11 drills, like live drills. So I think everything's gonna be all good with that. What is up, Sonic, what's going on, bro? Darius Smith is nursing a back injury for us, and he's probably gonna miss a couple games. Wow, it sucks. Well, that's not really surprising because somehow during preseason, people are always getting nicked up. I'm glad that the NFL did at least trim down preseason a little bit because, having 4 games was pointless. I still feel like 3 is a little much. That's just my opinion. If it were up to me, I would just have all the teams do joint practices, and then there would be like 2 preseason games at the most. You don't need that much preseason in a sport like football where there's a lot of contact and there's a lot of risk of injury. So if you want to evaluate your guys, there's more ways to evaluate. That preseason is more for evaluating your depth than it is everything else. So for the guys to get hurt like this, you see it every year. It's just not my cup. It's just not my cup of tea, really. And I think that it definitely does need to change as soon as possible. So as far as on the Eagles front, there wasn't really many bright spots. I already talked about this both in videos and during the gauntlet on Tuesday nights, which you guys be sure to tune in. You see Tyler in the comments over here. He will be with us. So make sure you guys are tuning into that. That is on every Tuesday at around 8 o'clock or so. And we will be talking about everything that's going on in the NFL. So a lot of people have been waiting for my official NFC East prediction. Do I think the Eagles are going to win the NFC East? You will find that out in just a few days. So going to be a good discussion. Also, I want to give a shout out to La Terrain Watches, which is our new official sponsor of this channel, of the Gauntlet, and everything else. So you guys can go check out my last video on Devonta Smith if you want to learn more information about it. But basically, there's just all sorts of products you can purchase. It's not just watches, but there's a lot of really nice men's luxury type of watches that you can get on there. But there's also other products. There's bags, there's hats, there's belts, there's everything that you can really think of on there as far as other accessories go. But yeah, I have officially teamed up with them, and they're going to be sponsoring us, and we're going to be helping them get their stuff out there, and they're going to be helping us get our stuff out there. And it's also an opportunity to make a little bit of money, which would be nice. So yeah, I hope you guys will consider checking it out, and you can get 10% off site-wide by using the promo code PhillyGym. So go ahead and check that out if you guys have not done that. So yeah, I'm just excited for the season to get here. Jalen Hurts was back in practice today. He was back in practice today, and obviously he got sick, and it wasn't looking too good. Flacco had to start that game. Excuse me. Flacco had to start the game, and he looked abysmal. The whole team really looked abysmal. Most of the starters were out, but, I'm kind of glad a lot of them were out because at least no one got hurt. I think Sirianni might be taking some notes on everything that's going on, and he can see that teams are getting nicked up, and if there's other ways to evaluate your starters and how you want to run things, then more power to you. So I don't really have a problem with missing a preseason. I would have loved to see our starters for at least a couple of series just to see how everything's looking. But I guess Devonte Smith was really the biggest bright spot of that game. His ability to run routes is far ahead of his time. He's just a rookie coming into the league, but his ability to read corners and other defensive backs that are going to be covering him, his ability to read them, know what their tendencies are, and exploit those tendencies and just find a way on his route to get to his spot, get open, and get in a position to catch the football, get the ball, and get upfield for some more yardage. I really think that Devonte Smith he's going to be a star. He really is. I mean, people talk about his size, but that can be fixed. That can be fixed. You know, he can get in the weight room, and he can put on more muscle, and he can get bigger. But his overall game is so well-rounded. His release off the line of scrimmage is so good. He just finds ways to get open. So teams are going to have to take notes. People are going to have to realize how good he is at running routes. So he's going to demand more attention from the defense, meaning more double coverage, and other things. So it's just going to be really, really interesting to watch what he does to the rookie. Would I target Devonte Smith in fantasy? I possibly would. I don't really go into drafts targeting certain guys, I guess. You know, other than the first round, I kind of have an idea of, depending on whatever pick I might have, I will always have in mind who I want for my first rounder. But, you know, you can never be too reliant on having a strategy for a fantasy draft, because every time that I've tried to have a strategy, you know, I'll be watching the board go down and I'll say, all right, I see how the board's shaping up. These are the guys I want. And then by the time I get back to my pick, someone always manages to take my guy 1 or 2 spots ahead of me. So kind of ruins my whole plan. So fantasy draft is just something that you gotta roll with the punches and see what happens, man, because it's not always very easy to do that. But yeah, I mean, I think he would be a good pickup. You know, he would probably be a really good flex option. I don't know if he's gonna put up. I don't know if he's gonna put up like, I don't know, DeAndre Hopkins type of numbers. It's possible, but I don't know, man. I think he would be a good decent pickup definitely for like a flex spot. But I don't know. True, it just depends on where guys fall. I usually reach on guys sometimes. I mean, if you know you're not going to be able to get a good player by your next pick and you have to reach, then you got to reach. I mean, sometimes you just got to do it. Sometimes it's just how the draft board really shapes out, but it's really tough. It's really tough to figure all that out. But yeah, the season's a couple weeks away. I'm excited about it. I already got my tickets for the home opener against the San Francisco 49ers. Is that going to be Jimmy G? Is it going to be Trey Lance starting that game? We don't really know yet. But it's going to be fun either way, because one thing I want to bring up is how much of impact fans have on the game. Okay? A lot of times you go to a stadium where, you know, there's a team with a hostile environment with, you know, fans that are rabid and crazy and, you know, always super amped up to be there. You can just feel the energy in the air. That's not something you could really feel last season when you would go to a game where it was limited capacity. Because, you know, it just wasn't the same. You could just tell that it wasn't the same level of passion that was going on. There was it just felt dead in the air. You know, the Philadelphia Eagles and Dallas Cowboys have a great rivalry. And every time that these teams get together, you can feel it in the air that it's about to go down. But in this instance, that's the game that I went to last year where there was limited fans. Only 5,000 fans allowed. I could not believe it. It was also just a brutal performance. Carson Wentz turned the ball over 4 or 5 times in that game. And, pretty much almost cost us to lose to Ben DiNucci at that point, which was very bad. So, not much to say about that, but I'll leave it there as far as Carson Wentz goes. But it's just not the same, bro. It's just not the same. Gotta have the fans in there. It's gonna change everything. The home opener is always one of the biggest. It's always packed. There's always never empty seats for the Eagles home opener. I've been to quite a few of them in my life. I think the last one I went to was 2000. Yeah, it was year before last against. I believe it was against Washington, and that was when Deshaun Jackson had that really good game against them. And then year before that, Atlanta. That was when the Super Bowl banner was first put up. Yeah, so it's just really fun being there, going to the home opener. Fans are back. It's going to be outstanding. It's going to be great. I can't wait for it, man. I honestly really can't. So, I don't know, man. I'm looking forward to the football season, though. I mean, it's been kind of just been watching Major League Baseball here and there, but it just hasn't been anything really going on in sports. The playoffs will be always fun to watch for baseball, but NBA has been quiet. There was a summer league. Summer league's over now. There hasn't really been any noise about trade rumors or anything with the NBA. So, looking like Ben Simmons will return to the Sixers because they could not get the return that they were hoping for, which is sucks. So, the really thing with that is you got to hope that Ben Simmons can rebuild his own value, because people are really looking down on his value right now. It's not really there. The Sixers are not going to get a player that's going to help them propel them to a championship with Joel Embiid currently. You're not going to get a return like that for Ben Simmons, unfortunately. So the only hope is that Ben Simmons comes in and he plays at an all-star level like he has his last 3 years when he has made the all-star team. And if he gets to that level, then his value will go back at least to what it was before the playoffs, which was actually still pretty good. So, it's quiet. It doesn't look like the Damian Lillard stuff is going to happen, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. It is what it is. NFL is always king for me. And I kind of think teams are overlooking the Eagles. I really do. I feel that this team is better than what people give them credit for. I feel that the team had a lot of injuries last year on both sides of the ball. And guys are coming back, and they have chips on their shoulders. They want to prove something. Lane Johnson, Brandon Brooks, they were both pretty much out the whole season. Jordan Mailata is a 7th-round draft pick from a few years ago. Played rugby, never played sport of football before, but he's come along really strong, looking like a very prominent left tackle. So the Eagles' starting offensive line is actually pretty much one of the better ones in the league when they're fully healthy. So if they can stay healthy, Jalen Hurts is coming to a good situation. Pretty good offensive line. Devonte Smith, who he has chemistry with, went to Alabama together, and they played together and everything. So they actually already have that chemistry, and it's only getting better in training camp. They just are always on the same page. Quez Watkins has taken huge strides too. He's taken huge strides, and he's clearly gotten better. Rager, we're hoping that he can obviously do something here. And we have a question from Matt. Agreed. Hurts is going to be good. I'm expecting Rager to have a good year. Yep, Rager is actually, I think, how you say his name. Yeah, kind of just had a disappointing year, his first year, but we're hoping that he will emerge in his second year. And he's probably going to be utilized different in this new offense than last season. But with Reagor, he's very explosive. So, you want to try to get him the ball in space and let him do damage, because that's really what he does best. But if Sirianni knows how to utilize him, I'm not really too concerned about that. I could I guess I'll go over a few of my biggest concerns that I have for this season. Obviously, it's injuries. The Eagles usually they get injured a lot. You've seen it for the past couple of years. But I'm wondering if that is going to change at all due to the fact that, it's a different staff. When you look at, I'll bring up an example. When Chip Kelly was here, he was obsessed with this stuff that he called it sports science. And he was very much kind of a pain in the ass when it came to his conditioning. The players used to complain, oh my gosh, we're running too many sprints. He's doing all this crazy stuff at practice for conditioning. I don't know why he's doing it. But the team never got injured. As much as we can say about Chip Kelly, how he was as the GM, or the quote-unquote GM, when he basically blew up the whole team never got injured. Doug Peterson comes over. He did want to win the Super Bowl with us, but everyone, even the year we won the Super Bowl, Carson Wentz was injured, Jason Peters was injured, Jordan Hicks was injured, Darren Sproles was, a lot of our key guys were injured during that Super Bowl run. And it continued, 2018, 19, 20. So it begs the question, between that transition from Chip Kelly to Doug Peterson, was there an issue with the conditioning, the strength and conditioning coaches? Whatever it was, did that play a role in why the Eagles cannot stay healthy? And will that change with however Nick Sirianni's staff approaches strength and conditioning during this season? That's something that I certainly am going to be keeping my eye on. So injuries is clearly a concern that I definitely have. But, there's a few others. I want to talk about Miles Sanders, because this continues to be a trend. Him not being able to catch the ball effectively. We know what he can do as a runner. We know that he's very explosive and shifty. And, once he makes a guy miss in the hole, Miles Sanders is probably going to be gone. Because he does have that breakaway speed. And when you look at Miles Sanders, his rookie year, he was a great pass catcher. His drop-off as a receiver from his rookie year to last year was almost drastic. He had over 500 yards receiving as a rookie. In his second year, I think he only had around 200 yards receiving. And he had quite a few drops, and they're talking about him not dropping way too many passes during practice, not being able to catch the ball. So that's clearly a concern that I have, and I hope this trend does turn around as the season goes on, because if he's able to catch the ball and do really well with that, then he's going to be even more of a weapon for the Eagles offense. So, and then obviously my third concern is going to be the depth of this team. If there is injuries, you got to depend on some of these guys to step up into a role that they're not used to being in and performing at least a decent level if we want to stay afloat and have a chance to be in it with the NFC East. Because the NFC East is not a very good division, and even though the Eagles are a rebuilding team, they could still very well have a good chance to win. So is having not the right amount of depth, is that going to play a role? Because if some of these guys go down, especially in certain areas like offensive line, it's going to be tough. Secondary, if guys go down, Darius Slay goes down, what are we going to do? You see what I'm saying here? It's going to be tough if guys go down, and the depth that we have is not very strong. They can't step up into a role that they're not used to being in. it could get ugly in a heartbeat. So I guess I would say those are the three things that I am very much concerned about. But three things that I'm excited about. Good question. I would start with Jalen Hurts because I feel that he's under a good amount of pressure this year because when you look at Hurts, is he going to be able to take this job, take the bull by the horns, and be the future franchise quarterback of this team? Because he very well could, but if he's not, then the Eagles are probably going to look elsewhere. So I hope that he will carry a chip on his shoulder because he knows that this could only be a one-year audition for him. Unfortunately. So how is he going to approach that? Is he going to go all out? Is he going to play at a high level so he can keep the job moving forward? Or is this just going to be it for him? So I'm excited to see Jalen Hurts, how he leads this team, how he progresses in his second year. He only played 4 games last year, so there wasn't very much that we got to see out of him. You could argue that with the way Carson Wentz was playing, Jalen Hurts, he could have gotten an opportunity to play a lot sooner than what he did. So that's just one thing that I'm excited to see Jalen Hurts in his progression. Josh Sweat is another guy that I cannot wait to see play this year. And he's someone that's clearly gotten better as the seasons have gone on the last couple of years. And Derek Barnett is also in a contract year. So there's been this big competition between Josh Sweat and Derek Barnett. And who's going to win that competition? We don't necessarily know how everything's going to play out. But Josh Sweat seems to be the favorite to be the Eagles' starting defensive end opposite of Brandon Graham. So I'm excited to see what he does. He's always very disruptive around the play. He's always making stuff happen. He's getting in the backfield. He's getting to the quarterback. He's getting sacks. He has a nose for the ball. He can force fumbles. So I really like what he's able to do. He's very explosive off the line of scrimmage. So Josh Sweat, absolutely very much excited about him as well. And who else do we have that I'm excited to see? I'm obviously very excited about Devonte Smith, but I think that's a given. This offense and the defense, it's just there's a lot of unknowns. People don't know necessarily what type of offense is Nick Sirianni bringing in. Obviously it's from the Colts, it's from Frank Reich. So is it going to be just like Frank Reich's offense? Or is it just going to be bits and pieces and Nick Sirianni has his own spin on things? What kind of plays is he really going to use? I'm looking forward to seeing that. And the defense, they haven't really said if they're running a 4-3 scheme or 3-4 or whatever kind of defense they want to run. They haven't really said. Jonathan Gannon hasn't really said that much about it. So it begs the question, what is this defense going to look like? Is this defense going to do something? Is this defense going to do something that we haven't seen them do in the past years with Jim Schwartz? Is it going to be similar to the? We don't necessarily know what to expect from either side of the ball. So you kind of do have that element of surprise. Joey Shakes, what's up, bro? Excited for Alex Singleton? Yep. He's very good too. He was actually the leading tackler on the team. So I am actually excited about him. Some of our linebackers, it's really not so much that I feel that they're not good or I think they can't play. It's just that they're very much young and unproven. Davion Taylor really didn't get a lot of playing time as a rookie. Sean Bradley didn't get very much playing time as a rookie. A lot of guys just didn't get to be on the field last year as rookies. So we don't really know that much about him. Singleton, he actually got quite a bit of playing time, so he did lead the team in tackles and everything. So, and he has been a bright spot in preseason too. especially in that past game. So definitely looking forward to Alex Singleton. Depth worries me at corner. McPherson is far from ready. Yep, he did not look good at all. So, yeah, that's just something I was talking about earlier, Joey. If injuries is one of my main concerns, but it's not really as much about the injuries as it is what's going to happen after the injuries potentially pile up in certain positions, you know. When you look at offensive line, you know, if people go down on the offensive line, which has happened with Lane Johnson and Brooks and others. So, you know, Seumalo, if he goes down, what are they going to do? You know, Matt Pryor, I'm not thrilled about him. I do not want him anywhere near the field because I think he will get Jalen Hurts killed. I just don't think he's very good. So I'm worried about some of our offensive line depth. I'm worried about the corner situation. If Slay were to get hurt, then I think it would be a very bad situation to be in. Zone first team, disguising coverages, multiple coverage. So yeah, they're probably gonna be using it. It's kind of hard to explain. I don't really know how I would put it, but it's not really that he doesn't have a scheme. It's just that he's taking stuff from all kinds of different defenses to throw at people. Whatever he thinks is going to work, he's going to adjust to that, and that's probably what he's going to do. So, you know, that's probably something that I'm looking forward to as well. But I don't know. I don't know what else I would say. Josh Sweat, Jalen Hurts, the element of surprise with the offense and the defense. I don't know, man. I just that the team is being overlooked so much. The schedule is not a very daunting schedule, but I will say that you can't really go off of having the easiest schedule or whatever they may say, because teams that were bad last year, that doesn't mean they'll necessarily be as bad this year. But I do think that there is quite a few winnable games. So as long as they can keep up with some of these division teams, like Dallas, like Washington, like the Giants, they should be able to be in the division race, I would think. So I don't really know, man. It's gonna be an interesting season, because this season is kind of like I wouldn't call it like a rebuilding year, even though I think that's what a lot of people view it as from the outside. But it's more of a transition year. You're transitioning from Doug Peterson being the head coach and Nick Sirianni coming in. So there's a lot of things they're just unsure about. Jalen Hurts in his second year. It's all transition. I think the bigger picture is about 2022. So it's it could be a lot of things. What's going on, Matt Weeks? What's up, bro? Good to see you here. I think it's more of just a transitioning type of a year with the Eagles. I think they are being overlooked and a little bit disrespected. You know, a lot of people are expecting us to win 4 or 5 games. You know, we have more talent than that. At least with our starters. At least with our starters we do. Because outside of that, it does not look like it's the most promising type of stuff right there. So I'm looking forward to seeing how everything is going to be shaping out for the rest of training camp, having some joint practices with the Jets. Rookie quarterback Zach Wilson coming in. Is he going to be able to give the Eagles some looks that could help him out? I don't know. We'll see. He's kind of just a rookie quarterback, but he might be able to show us something. He might be able to present a little bit of some challenges. We'll just have to see how these joint practices with the Jets go. Is there anything else I want to talk about before I get off of here? For those of you guys that are still here, I just want to say that we are officially getting sponsored by La Terrain Watches. You guys can go check them out. My last video about Devonta Smith, you guys can go check out my video, and there's more information about that in the video. And you guys can go check out their website. They have watches, a lot of men's watches, a lot of other accessories like bags and belts and other stuff. You get 10% off by using promo code PhillyGym. So they're going to be helping us out. We're going to be helping them out. Just trying to get out there to as many more people as possible. Yeah, that's it, man. I think can't wait for the season to get here. Got tickets for the home opener. Gonna probably go and enjoy some tailgating with some friends and stuff. That'll be fun. So obviously that wasn't there last year. That wasn't really there last year. That really wasn't a thing because of COVID. But people are obviously going to be back, so it's going to be great. Devonta Smith is looking like the real deal. He definitely is, man. He was one of the few bright spots in that blowout. His route running it's phenomenal. I mean, I knew he was a good route runner when he was coming out, but I just wondered if, he's doing this in college, but is he going to be able to do this against professionals? Well, he's going to be able to do this against professionals. Even when he was in college, a lot of people are talking about Derek Stingley Jr. as a draft prospect for the Eagles because the Eagles are obviously going to have multiple first-round picks next year. Could they possibly get their hands on a guy like him? It's possible. But let me tell you guys something. When Alabama played LSU, Devonta Smith destroyed him. Like, he could not hang with Devonta Smith at all. So, Devonta Smith is a disgusting route runner. Nick Sirianni kind of compared him to Keenan Allen, I think, with the Chargers, who is also an elite route runner. He's kind of got a similar type of a frame to Devonta Smith. He's very slender. He's not really the biggest guy, but he's slender and he can move really well. So you know what? I'm excited about Devonta Smith, what he's going to bring to the Eagles offense. I don't think the Eagles have had a receiver like a Devonta Smith as far as being like the full package since Terrell Owens. And yes, I am skipping over Deshaun Jackson because as great as Deshaun Jackson was, he was not the full package. Okay? He was a deep threat. He was very explosive. There were a lot of ways he could get him the ball and he could do serious damage. But he wasn't like the greatest route runner in the world, But Devonta Smith, he reminds me of Marvin Harrison personally. Marvin Harrison was around. He was kind of slim. He was kind of like only 175 when he was coming out of college. But his route running really created a dynamic duo with him and Peyton Manning, quarterback, as far as quarterback wide receiver duos are concerned. So if Devonta Smith if he just put on a little bit of weight, I'm pretty sure nobody would be even talking about being concerned about his size or whatever. Even if he only put on like 5-10 pounds of muscle, nobody would be even talking about him. What's up, bro? What's up, Lindy Endzone? If you guys haven't checked him out, check him out, man. Please do. He deserves more subs, man. When I'm looking, I'm very proud of what I've been seeing with the Eagles community, with all these YouTubers on the rise. And guys are getting their numbers up, man. And it just blows my mind that Lindy is not to 1,000 subscribers by now. But go ahead and check him out, man. Let's help him get to 1,000 as soon as possible, for sure. Because one of the good rising YouTubers over here. So you guys want to know something, man? Back to my Devonta Smith conversation. Disgusting release off the line of scrimmage. Even when the guys thought supposed to be open. You're like, oh, you know what? He's pretty well covered. This guy freaking, he bounces away and just finds a soft spot, and he's just all by himself. It's just like, you know, what the hell are you guys doing? You can't even cover this guy. Even when you cover this guy really well, he just figures you out at the last second. He knows your tendencies. He breaks away. He gets open, and he catches the ball, and he's also very good at getting yards after the catch. And not only that, he's also pretty damn fast. He can get behind the defense as well. He's not known for being a burner like Jalen Reagor, like Quez Watkins are known for their speed. But he ain't slow. He can really burn you if you don't pay attention to him. So I just feel like Devontae has the full package of a receiver, everything you're looking for. The only thing that people really are concerned about is his size, his frame. Can he hold up and stay healthy? That's the only concern. If he put on 5-10 pounds of muscle, get him in the weight room, get him some protein shakes, you know, get him some high protein diet, get him some salmon, some tuna fish, some other kind of stuff that's high in protein. You guys know what I'm talking about. Chicken breast, pork chop, steak, eggs. You know, just get that high protein diet. Hit the weights. Get to 175, 180. Nobody will be talking about this stuff anymore. Matt says, he's going to get a lot of looks. I can see it. Yep. He's going to I think there's going to be a lot of competition for the Rookie of the Year, but I think Devontae will be in the conversation at least. I think it'll be Devontae, Kyle Pitts, and probably some of the quarterbacks, depending on who's actually playing. Trevor Lawrence is obviously going to play. You know, he's probably going to be the starter, but you know, how long is it going to take for the Bears to bench Andy Dalton? Justin Fields can play. How long is it going to take Jimmy Garoppolo to get benched, Trey Lance get in the game? Time will tell. But, yeah, I think any of those three quarterbacks can win it. I think Kyle Pitts is probably the best playmaker from this draft class. I see him definitely being in the conversation there. And I see Devonte Smith being in that combo for offensive Rookie of the Year at least. That's how I see it shaking up. Whew. He going to get a lot of looks. Yep. Yeah, man, we got really damn lucky. We got really damn lucky there. I got to say this, man. I got to say this. I was one of the people that was pissed off when that trade first happened. You know, I was pretty pissed, man, when we traded a 6th pick. But this is what happened. We traded a 6th pick because we pretty much knew that Jamar Chase and Kyle Pitts were both going to be picked in the top 5. And they were. So the Dolphins took Waddle, and we ended up still being able to get Smith because Devonte Smith was still on the board at the 10th pick. And the way the draft board fell, Dallas, because the Giants actually were ahead of us with the 11th pick. We had the 12th. Then, you know, J.C. Horn and Patrick Surtain, the two best corners from the draft, they went off the board. And once that happened, the Cowboys were like, yo, what the fuck? So they literally just were like, all right, we'll trade with the Eagles, pick up an extra third. And the Eagles did have 2/3 because we traded Carson Wentz and we picked up a third-round pick in this past draft and a conditional first for next year's draft if Wentz stays healthy. And they did say, Frank Reich did announce that Wentz would be returning back to practice tomorrow. We will see if he can hold up during the season, though. That's something I'm going to be keeping my eye on. But it's kind of crazy that we traded and got a future first-round pick from the Dolphins and still ended up with Devonte Smith. Like, that's That's probably the best move that Howie Roseman has honestly ever made. Gainwell looks good too. Yep, as a pass-catching running back. I'm not sure how much he's going to be able to get on the field as a rookie, but I definitely think he does have some promise there. And as far as our running backs go, a lot of coaches and people have been saying Kenny Gainwell has the best hands of anyone in the running back room. And he's kind of on the smaller side for a running back. He kind of looks to me when I look at him, he's sort of more built like a slot receiver. But he is playing running back, so he's shifty. He can catch the ball in the backfield. He does a lot of things well. So his patience and vision is also really good. I like him. I like him a lot too. So we actually had some good picks in this draft. Milton Williams is really good. He's been looking in these 2 preseason games. He's been pushing people around, man. And I know it's against a lot of guys that may not be playing in the league for very long, but he's been doing the work, man, and he's been getting a lot of hype this offseason. Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox, a lot of our veteran defensive linemen, they've been saying, wow, like this guy's very impressive what he's able to do. So Milton Williams, another one. Milton Williams, Devonte Smith, obviously, Kenny Gainwell. We had a few good pickups in this past draft, so I got to give it to Howie. Even though he's been pretty terrible at drafting, he actually had a pretty decent draft this past spring. So I kind of got to give it up to him. Yeah, I didn't know he was Fletcher Cox's cousin or whatever either. Like that was really interesting when I found that out. But yeah, I mean, more power to him, Fletcher Cox. If he's got Fletcher Cox's same genes, then maybe he'll be a really good football player like Fletcher Cox has been. So hopefully we see what he's able to do. If you guys have not liked up this stream, man, I would appreciate it if you did. Hit that thumbs up. It gets the algorithm better. It gets more people in here so they can know exactly who I am. I am giving away a free jersey to my subscribers. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel. And if you guys are on Twitter, you can view my pinned post. I did post it earlier this afternoon. So you guys can definitely go check that out if you're interested in being entered to win a free, it could be NFL jersey, whatever kind of jersey you want, man. I mean, it doesn't have to be just whatever team you want it to be. I will work with you and get you to the jersey that you're looking for. So whether it's NBA or NFL or Major League Baseball, whatever kind of sport that you're into, I will make that happen. Once we reach 1,400 subscribers, which is the next milestone, we are almost actually there. We're still climbing slowly but surely. We're around 30 subscribers away. So I feel like we'll probably get there in the next couple of weeks. It all just really depends on how things go with everything the next couple of weeks. Milton is good at drawing penalties too. I like what I've been seeing out of him. Yeah, I mean he looks really damn strong when I watch him. He's just, when the ball snaps, he's just pushing the quarterback, or he's just pushing these offensive linemen into the quarterback's lap. That's just what he's able to do. He's got a lot of power, a lot of strength built up down there. So I think that he's going to be a key piece for the Eagles' rotation. He's obviously, with Fletcher Cox and Javon Hargrave being there in the interior D-line, he's obviously not going to be a starter. But when you look at what the Eagles have been doing for several years now, they rotate guys in and out of the lineup so they can keep their main guys fresh when the fourth quarter comes. And when your pass rush is still really fresh in the fourth quarter, then that spells a lot of trouble for the opposing offense. So I'm hoping that Milton Williams will be a key piece of that second rotation that's really going to be able to produce while some of our other guys are on the bench getting some rest. When you talk about all the depth concerns, defensive line is one area we can all agree we are not worried about our defensive line. Even if someone gets hurt, we have enough guys there that people can step up if someone's going to be out for a few weeks. That block by Howard during the... I mean, he's always been a really good blitz pickup type of a running back. I think that's why that's not really something that people talk about enough because of the way that when you talk about running backs, you're talking about how do they run, how do they hit the hole, how do they exploit defenses, do they have good patience and vision, can they catch the ball out of the backfield really well? That's really what people pay attention to. But blitz pickup is something that I think Nick Sirianni and this new coaching staff is really placing a lot of value on. Can you pick up the blitz? Because if we can keep Jalen Hurts in the pocket and give him just a little more time to read the field and make these throws, then that can make all the difference. So I think blitz, having running backs on our team that's capable of picking up the blitz, that's going to be a big part of the team's success. I'll be right back, guys. I got to go grab my water real quick. My mouth's getting all dry. Shit, I thought I left it in the bathroom. All right, I'll be right back, though. Please enjoy all my stuff that I have on the wall. Alright. Sorry about that, everyone. But, my mouth. Feels like the Sahara Desert. I think Howard makes the team. Yeah, I think he's definitely making the team. I think that our 4 running backs are going to be Miles Sanders, Jordan Howard, Boston Scott, and Kenneth Gainwell. So, I wasn't really surprised that Kerryon Johnson didn't make the team. He can't really stay healthy. All right, guys. Well, it's been fun talking with you guys. It's been almost an hour now. I think I am going to log off, but I do have some stuff planned, some videos I'm going to be putting out during the week, so keep your eyes out for that. Gauntlet Podcast is on Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock. So we're going to be talking about all kinds of stuff going around in the NFL. Nfc East Prediction this Tuesday night. So come find out what chance I give the Eagles to win the NFC East. What else do we got? Going to have some collabs. We're obviously practicing with the Jets. So I have I have a New York Jets writer that's going to be coming on and talking with us. So that being said, guys, I'm going to check up on out of here, and we'll see you later.